Good morning to the FET phase. We've got about a week until the GET phase joins us, and so I thought that we'd wait for them before we started a new chapel theme. Also, it gives us a chance to round up our Love Does theme, which ended quite abruptly at the end of term 1. There are just a couple more ideas which I'd like to share with you. The first is where I started. I shared this idea of a love tank. You might remember this picture, and how if people love well, if we speak someone's love language to them, then we will fill up their love tank, because we're showing love in a way that they can understand and recognize. Whereas sometimes if we speak a different language to people, we might be loving them but not quite filling up their love tank, something a little bit more like this. So even though we're being loving, that person might not feel loved by us. It's not that we don't love them or that they don't love us. It's just maybe not the way that they notice being loved. When I was first learning about the love languages and this idea of a love tank, someone shared a really helpful way of using it. She said that her family would check in with each other every now and again by simply asking each other, "How is your love tank?" Because quite often we think that someone's love tank is full, but when we ask them it's empty, and vice versa. We don't always project what it is that's going inside, and so it's helpful to be able to ask. But often when people are asked this question, we might get quite defensive if they say that their love tank is empty or low, saying things like, "Well, I've been trying to love you, you just haven't noticed," or telling them why they shouldn't feel that way. But rather we should see it not as an opportunity to maybe make it worse, but as an opportunity to say to someone, "Okay, you're not doing so great. How is it that I can love you well?" Because if we genuinely care about someone, we'll really want them to feel loved, to know that they're loved, to see them flourishing. So if someone says that their love tank is low, it gives us the chance to ask them why and how we can fill it. If it's full, we get great affirmation that we can keep on doing what we're doing. But I want you to hear this point particularly, that sometimes our love tank can feel low, not because we're not being loved and not because we don't see that people are loving us, but just because other things seem to be draining it. For example, exams might make our love tank feel empty, just feels like it's just sapping the energy out of us. Or maybe we have a family situation which is really draining us and we need a little extra love than normal just to make us feel like we're okay. And so it's helpful if someone asks, "How are you doing?" or "How's your love tank?" to be able to say, to make that distinction, "Actually, I'm not doing so good, but it's because of X, Y, and Z." Or, on the other hand, to say, "I'm doing really well because of this and that." It really helps to communicate well so we can know how to treat each other. But it's also helpful to bear in mind that friendships or relationships over the long run need to be give and take in equal measures. But that doesn't always work out day to day. So there might be some days or periods of time where we give a little bit more. There might be other times when we take a little bit more. But it's really helpful to look back over any friendship or relationship and just see that it's healthy and in balance, maybe not day to day, but overall. Asking the simple question, "How is your love tank?" has been such a helpful question to me and to others who kind of understand the language, and hopefully you all will by the end of this morning. But it's just like the love languages, helps us to express easily how it is that we're feeling or where it is that we need extra help. And it's also helpful for others to be able to then respond. Think of Colossians 3 verses 12 to 14, which says, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If anyone has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity." I'm going to share that last line again because it's really important. "And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Let us pray. God, we come before you grateful that you call us your chosen people, holy and dearly loved. May we do as this verse says, clothing ourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Spirit, may you help us to be more aware of where we're all at. Thank you for the tools to help us figure out how we can love each other well, knowing that this is so important to you. This time has taken a toll on all of us emotionally, Lord, and for many of us we might not even know why. So help us, Lord, to have those virtues towards ourselves too, treating ourselves with compassion, kindness, and gentleness. May our love tanks be full. Amen. Find some time during the course of the day to ask someone how they're doing, or how full is your love tank, so that we can help each other to live the abundant life that was promised by Christ.